Record. All right, X-Men. I thought it easiest just to do a quick little video here of what needed to be done in order to get the videos, set up so that, or not the videos, but the skins set up so that they could just be dumped into OVGME. So I thought this would be the easiest way to do that, just to showcase what you needed to be able to do or needed to do. So I've got this folder, and this is on the DCS World Event server, or our server. I've got this folder called 64th Aggressors Files, and this is where they need to go. So each file, whatever it needs to be named whatever liveries you have. This is what I have of yours so far. They need to be named exactly this. You can change them if you wish, but you'll need to update the XML file. And they have to be zipped. They can't be rared. They can't use any other compression but zip. So they need to be zipped. Inside the zip, you're going to put the root file, a README, and a version. The README and the version files are right here. The version you would increment by 0.1. So if we look at the version, or 0.1. So it's 2.0.2 right now. You would increment that to 2.0.3 and 2.0.4 and so on and so forth whenever you make edits or additions. So the reason the version is important is because when OVGME goes out and queries the server, if it sees a different version than what you have currently, it'll prompt the download automatically, so you don't have to go find the files and everything. It'll just query the version and go from there. The README, you can leave or just edit whatever you want. You can make the README the same for all of them. It really doesn't matter. The README is just what OVGME sees inside the file. So the version and the README both go into the zip directory along with the root folder. The folder is going to be placed in save games. So you need to think about this as how the file structure needs to be if you were to place this inside save games. The root directory, or this directory, is just the name of the file. That's not going to get placed anywhere. This is just the name of the mod. The file that is going to get placed in the save games directory, or wherever you tell OVGME, wherever you have that repo configured on your own PC, that file is going to be the first one down one on the tree. So in this case, it's liveries. And if we go look at the DCS config, we jump back to open beta, liveries would reside directly inside the open beta or whatever DCS World install, directly inside that save games folder. So it would go in here. If you don't have one already, OVGME will create one for you. That's why this is really cool. So all you would do is all of your mods that you create, or all of the packs that you create, their root, like in the tree of what's going to get installed, would be liveries, and then it'll go through F14B and then the F14B files. Then if we go look at like the F16, you can see that again, it goes to liveries, F16, and then its DCS name, and then the F16 livery files, so on and so forth. So it's really important that this is the name of the mod. I usually name it the exact same as what the zip is called. You put the README and the version text files in there, and then the next step in the tree is going to be the file that is going to be placed. In this case, it is liveries, and that is going to be placed in the saved games, in the DCS World Save Games directory. So hopefully that, one more thing. If you want to edit the name of the files, or you want to add anything, this is the file that does this XML file. The mod list is all of the mods that you want OVGME to put out there, right? That it's going to be served via the OVGME server. So the name of that file, the name needs to match exactly. You don't need to have the file extension on there, but the name needs to match exactly. The version, when you change the version in here, you need to increment it on here. So in this case, if you edit this version 14B, whatever you make that version of the file be, you need to make sure you change that here in the XML file right here, this version, because this file is actually what the OVGME, it queries, and it's going to grab this. The text files are what OVGME reads after you've installed it. So if you watch OVGME, it'll tell you what version of the mod you have installed. But it's really important that you increment this whenever you make changes. You don't need to worry about the hyperlinks. Those are all going to stay the same as long as you keep the names of the files the same. And then these are the descriptions of each one of the files. So you can change those or do what you will. It doesn't really matter, but this is the file that needs to be updated whenever you update the mods, and just make sure you save it. And that's, again, the 64th aggressors files.xml. So that should be it. If you do want to download any of these mods directly, you can utilize the links right here. So you can actually go to the IP address download 64th aggressor files, and then your web browser will show you a list of these files. So if we highlight this and we just go 64th aggressor files, and we go to the web browser, and we go here, boop. So it'll show you, you can see here, it'll just give you a list of the files that are there. And I've got a OVGME zip if you want to grab it, but these are the actual livery files. So hopefully that explains, the OVGME stuff that you need to do in order to get your mods ready to go. I think it makes it a lot easier, but just let me know if you have any questions. Thanks.